In this session, we are going to talk about one aspect of the singleton scoped bean definitions, and that is that the IOC container tries to instantiate them actually by default eagerly. It means that when the scope of a bean definition is singleton, which is by default a singleton. Now the car is singleton here by default because we've not actually specified. We could specify it explicitly and tell it that it is a singleton. And when it is singleton, even though we don't ask for an instance. Here we are asking for an instance, and you might think that actually because we are asking for an instance, because of that, the Spring is calling the constructor and creating an instance off of that. But if we comment out these lines and don't create don't ask for an instance and we run it, you'll see that the car constructor is being called and it has been actually instantiated, and that is actually eager instantiation. So you can see that the Spring by default always instantiates that those bean definitions that are scoped as singleton. But sometimes because, for example, let's say that our bean definition, for whatever reason, let's say that is costly, actually creating the instance off of that is costly. One way or another, we will create an instance off of that. We will ask for an instance at some point of the application, of course. And it will take the time of being instantiated again, of course. But let's say that we want to speed up the booting of the application and defer this instantiation of the singletons to the time of the need, exactly time that the application asks for an instance. And we could do that by annotating the singletons as add lazy. There is this add lazy annotation, which says that we don't want to instantiate the singleton scoped bean definition in the time of the configuration, and we want to instantiate it when at the time the application asks for an instance. Actually, the user asks for an instance. Now, if we run application, you'll see that the car constructor is not being called. And if we ask for an instance, of course, it will call the constructor and it will return an instance. So that is something that you must have in your mind, the add lazy, and use it when a bean definition, for whatever reason. For example, let's say that it's a database connection. It needs some database connection or internet connection or some sort, and it will take some time. And you just, it is bearable inside at the life of the application, in the middle of the application, that duration that it will take to be instantiated. But at the booting time, when the application is booting up, we don't want to actually sacrifice that time and we don't want to boot. We want to boot fast enough. So yeah, that is the add lazy annotation.